Welcome back, guys. Thank you for flying Model Aviation 12, your pilot of the virtual skies. Today we are in a C-17 with Janet Airways about to pass us. We're in a C-17 at Vegas McCarran. We're going to be flying to Area 51. So if you ever wanted to see Area 51, today is your chance. I think Janet's going to strike our nose, maybe. They are also going to Area 51, so we may get to follow them out of here. So we're going to go ahead and close up our doors. There goes the main entryway. Close up the back. There's no wing walkers for that. Look at that. It's so close. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close everything up. Engines are running, so the beacon's on, nav light's on. Everything's on except for the taxi light, landing light. You can hear the thrust coming off the back. So we're going to go ahead and, once that gets closed up, let's go and do a surface check while we're outside the cockpit. Elevators, everything's good. Go check the spoilers. Spoilers are perfect. Awesome. So we're going to put in 10 degrees of flaps. There's a wing view. Okay, lights are down here. Back there's the way to get to the back. Got the HUD. Got all the engine controls. Not a lot of things you can click in here. Alright, so we do have flaps down. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our taxi light. And we are ready to roll. That's the stick. That's actually how the... That's actually what is inside of the C-17 is a stick yoke. So let's go ahead and spool up a bit here. And we'll taxi out. We're going to follow Janet. I don't know if we're going to actually follow them to Area 51, but we're going to follow them to the runway they're departing. Because I don't feel like calling tower today. In real life, though, you have to call tower. That is definitely illegal for you not to. I want the... let's see. I need to turn off the instrument panel, or the cockpit lights. I cannot see outside. So let's see if I can get this figured out. Let's see, logo lights, recognition lights. Nope, I cannot find it. Oh, doors are locked. Canopy's closed. Okay, nope, okay, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. That sounds like fun. I'm gonna bring myself up just a hair. So let's follow Janet out to the active runway. The C-17, this model, I forget who I downloaded it from. It is fairly difficult to fly, or difficult to land it. I don't know if it's like that in real life or not. I've never flown a C-17, but it's very slow on the controls. So you want to anticipate your turns and everything before you actually do them, because it will actually it'll take a minute. See here, you can turn the HUD on and off. That's good for when you're taxiing. We'll leave that off until we get to the runway. We'll flip it back on once we start our roll. For those who follow me on Instagram, notice we've had several military aircraft, including C-17s, at work lately. A lot of stuff picking up after the whole virus thing. You can see the LA strip over there. There's Southwest Terminal right there. Guess we'll just slowly follow Janet. Why are they stopping? Can't really question anything they do. Can't question anything about them. Can't even see them. They do not exist. Just like the aliens at Area 51 that we're transporting. They do not exist. So I'm gonna try to make at least 1 to 2 videos this week. There's gonna be a little bit till I can make any more videos because we are going on a small vacation to Florida. Why are there taxi signs in the middle of the freaking taxiway? You know what? We're gonna pretend like they're not even there. Just follow Janet. Look at that. That is so weird. Okay. So let's follow Janet. We're going a bit fast for him. So that Janet aircraft is a 737-600. That'd be cool to download on here. I only have the default 737-800 that's on here. I don't think Janet has any 800s. Going a bit slow. I got my Fitbit band caught in my headphone cord. Speed up a bit here. Some more taxiway signs in the middle of the taxiway. What it could be is I did download the Earth textures, the Google Earth textures for this, so that could be confusing it a bit. I wanted so I could do some sightseeing helicopter kind of things on here. The textures look great from the air. You can see all the roads and everything, but from the ground it looks horrible. There's even some like airplanes imprinted into the ground from the satellite images. We'll go back outside and check out the C-17. Beautiful looking airplane. I've been under a number of these wings. Whoa, that's loud. We'll go behind it. Yeah, I've been underneath a whole bunch of these. The C5 though, I can't even compare. Standing right at the wing is like you're standing underneath a warehouse roof. It's crazy how massive those things are up close. So we're gonna continue to follow Janet. I don't know which runway they're going to. We're just gonna kind of creep behind them. That is a weird tower view. You can see our flaps and slats right there. There's the wing view. Alright. So I've started to set the autopilot. You can see I got 250 knots on there, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I haven't flown this as much, so I don't really know the autopilot too well. I've flown this airplane quite a bit. I actually did a trip from, this one's the Dover. Yeah, it's the Dover colors. I flew this one from Dover to Baghdad, which was a fun little thing. I wish I would have recorded that, but all I basically did was set the autopilot and just let it go, so there wouldn't have been much commentary and probably would have got bored with it. So I don't know if they're going to use this runway. I don't think they are. We're going to go ahead and use, let's see, is that the strip? Yeah, we're going to take off next to the strip, so we'll follow Janet. So we'll use that runway right there. I like to take off next to the strip. Kind of cool to rotate past all the buildings there. So here is 7 left. There's another taxiway sign in the middle of the taxiway. Here's the ILS hold short. We're going to roll past that. C-17s have strobes. I don't know if there is a strobe light switch. There we go. Instrument panel lights up. Heading lights. Alright, so there's no strobe light switch in this model. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. I had my bike down for a second. There's no strobe light switch in this model, so I guess we're not going to be flicking strobes on, but in real life, the C-17 does have strobes. So, brake, brake, brake. Don't want to slam into Janet. Alright, Janet's rolling. We're gonna go ahead and wait for them to rotate, and then as soon as they start rolling, we're gonna position and hold. So we're basically saying we're just doing a cargo flight from McCarran to Groom Lake. I've got it set in the morning. Let's go ahead and just pull up to the hold short here. And we'll watch Janet roll. As soon as they get midway down the runway, we'll pull onto the displaced threshold and hold short. Wait, it's not the displaced. You know, I'm confusing myself. I think it's, never mind. Forget what I was saying. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull on now. Where's the blast pad? Alright, so we're pulling onto the displaced threshold now. The displaced threshold, you see the arrows there, it means you can take off and taxi, but you cannot land on it. You can land once you get past the piano keys there. Let's go ahead and position. As soon as they rotate, alright, they have rotated. We're going to go ahead and flip on our landing lights. Turn our nav lights on. Hold our brakes just a bit. Bring the throttle in. You can see the number spooling there. You can hear it spooling up. Alright, go ahead and release the brakes. And we'll put in the power. So let's get rolling. This has a generic sound on it from inside the cockpit. I think it's different outside, but it sounds pretty good. So we're at 95 knots, 100 knots. We're going to rotate about 140. V1. And rotate. Let's see what she does. Oh yeah, climbing out like a beast. Look at that. We've got positive rates. Bring a gear up. See the landing gear lights right there. You got 4 mains and 2 nose. Perfect. Look at that climb rate. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and climb on out of here. I've already got the it pulled up in our GPS. But I think we're just going to stalk Janet since they took off right in front of us. So we're going to go ahead and climb out behind them. Alright, we have definitely passed 1,000 feet, so we're going to bring out our flaps and turn our landing lights off. Landing light, taxi light, turn those off. Never actually really followed an AI from airport to airport, so this would be kind of fun to do too. We're going to just follow them the whole way there. Looks like it'd be a 20-minute flight en route, so guess just kind of sit back and enjoy the flight. So I will be doing this without autopilot. I forgot to flip on the HUD. Got to flip that back on now. Now we got our speed and our altitude up there instead of having to looking down on the artificial horizon. We'll continue our climb. We'll just climb with Janet. I keep saying Janet. For those of you who are watching and do not know what Janet is, Janet is an airline with only one destination, and well, technically 2: Vegas, McCarran, and Groom Lake, Area 51. That's the airline that transports the employees. They fly exclusively 737s. I don't think they have 200s anymore, but I know they have 600s and 700s. I know they got a lot of 600s. go ahead and turn on course. There's a possibility that that 737 is just flying into oblivion. I don't even know if you can follow an aircraft from one airport to another, if they just go off and disappear and another one respawns somewhere else. I don't know. It'd be cool if you could, but so let's go ahead and get to Area 51 because he seems like he's going way off course. So we've got to stay below 18,000 feet because we are flying VFR. So we're going to stay just above the cloud line here. When you fly into Groom Lake, you go VFR because you don't want to leave a trail behind you. So I've been told. I have also, believe it or not, never flown to Area 51. And I don't know anyone who has, so... Let's continue our path here. Looks like we're about 10 minutes out, so that's not too bad. We are flying pretty quick, going 300 knots. We're at 14,000 feet. I think we'll just try to stay around 15,000. So we go ahead and trim down just a bit. Bring our airspeed back a hair. I don't want to overspeed it. We'll keep it about around 300 knots, 15,000 feet. So I hope you guys have been liking my videos so far. I've been trying to work on them. I'm brand new to YouTube, obviously. Yeah, they're still climbing. I don't even think they're going to Area 51. Nice mountains. I'd love to fly VFR around Nevada sometime in real life. Looks like it'd be a lot of fun, a lot of mountain flying. Nice pictures too. Bring some nose up trim here. Yeah, they're flying off into nowhere. I don't know where they're going. I'll zoom out a bit just to find our target. The target is just at the top of the screen next to the 33 there. We're staying within our target altitude and our target airspeed. Still about 10 minutes out. Bring our speed up just a little bit. Bring it back up to about 300 knots. The inside textures are fairly squared off and cheap looking, but it's not a bad model to fly, except for the handling of the turns. It's very slow, and sometimes you'll just overshoot a turn because of that. And my last landing at Area 51 with this thing was not too bad. We're going to land on the long runway just to, so we can drag out the landing. Went about 15,000, let's go down just a bit. And we're going to practically be on a straight in for the runway. Above our speed, but we're not overspeeding, we're fine. We are over 250 knots below 18,000 though, which is illegal, but I'm in a government-owned airplane, so I don't think they're going to say anything. GPS here. We're going to have to start descending here really soon, but I want to make sure I clear all these mountains that are between Vegas and Area 51. Yep, there's Janet still out there climbing. 20,000 feet, and they're basically almost over Area 51, so I don't think they're going there. Would have been cool to see them though. You can see the edge of the add-on textures there from leaving the Vegas area to going out to middle of nowhere with no textures, practically. So that's what the Earth would look like from the sky without Google. Interesting. Alright, so, oh, they are descending, okay. So, if they're descending, they are descending. Okay, so if they're descending, we're gonna just watch them land and then we'll come in behind them. So we'll just stay up at altitude. And since we're entering Area 51's airspace, we are, I wouldn't say unrestricted, because normal traffic can flow above 18,000 feet. So I guess we'll stay below 18,000 feet still. We'll just climb a little bit higher and watch them come in, kind of survey their landing or something. So we'll do a few circles, we'll pick out our runway, and then we'll shoot it in. It's really fun if you have an aircraft that you just downloaded and aren't familiar with, and it's always a good idea to basically take it out on the sim and test fly it. Especially if you want to do a realistic, like, multiplayer kind of thing. You want to get the handling down for the airplane. What I do is I go to Edwards Air Force Base or Area 51, and I just do a bunch of, because there's not a lot of traffic in those places, so I just do some takeoffs, landings, no flap takeoffs, full flap takeoffs, things like that, no flap landings. Test the stall speeds, test the acceleration rates, all that stuff of the airplane. See what doors open, what switches do what, and all that stuff, because it helps a lot better when you are familiar with the airplane, and then you want to do a more realistic flight. Just take it out and test it. And like this airplane, I found out, test flying it, that the handling is a little bit rough. I can get over the textures inside because I'm looking outside most of the time anyways, but so let's see, Area 51 is just, say, right between our 11 and 12 o'clock here. That's probably where that little window pillar is, so it's gonna cock over to the side. Oh, there they are, right there. Area 51. So let's see if we can find Janet and see where they're landing. We'll descend a hair, bring the throttle out just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and set our spoilers. Get those arms once we land. As soon as our wheels touch the ground and pushes pressure on the sensor, these spoilers will come up, give us some aerodynamic braking. See the mountain, you see the shadows of the mountain ranges here. I have it set for morning, so the sun's rising. So we're at 251 knots, 16,000 feet descending. So let's go ahead and bank a little bit, because we're going to kind of bank over so we can see the field we're going to be landing. There we go. We are now going direct north. So roll out on north. And then right down there is Groom Lake. I don't see Janet anywhere. Let's see if I can pull them up on air traffic. 737-600. Where is that at? Is that it? That is it. Awesome. Where's Area 51? Oh, right there. Okay. And then we are up there somewhere, probably nosediving now since I'm not paying attention to the airplane. Nope, we're good. So they are right off over there somewhere by those mountains, paralleling the runway. We're just gonna kind of circle until they land. Look down at them. Pilots love to look down on people. Literally. I think we're a bit far out for them to show up on our screen. Not much loading on the ground either. Textures are kind of rough from us being so far away. I usually land that runway right there that goes toward the hangars. That middle runway is closed. The outer runway is still active. So, trying to think which one we're going to land on. We'll use this outer runway here. You know what? We're going to use the closed runway. I'm fine with that. Closer taxi and all that good stuff. So we'll see where Janet's going to land. There's also a dirt runway right there. So let's go ahead and cut midfield. I think Janet's landing to the south and we'll land to the north. I put in one set of flaps. We're going to do a midfield cut here, and then we will, we're not going to do a break over the runway, because I know this runway is clear, so we're going to go ahead and just do a midfield, make a downwind base, and final. Go ahead and turn our lights back on. Taxi light, landing light. Alright. So we're going to land on that closed runway and simulate just an off-field landing or something. No, we'll land on the long one. There's the short one on the end there. I'm very indecisive. So we'll land on the, yeah, I changed my mind. We'll go back to the, we'll go back to the long one, the closed one. Doesn't bother me one bit. So let's go ahead and start turning downwind for the runway. Over top of the field. Plus, I'm pretty sure Janet's not going to land on that one, so we're safe if they're coming the opposite direction. Go ahead and drop our gear. Gonna wait for the 5 green. There we go, we got 5 green. Gear is down and locked, lights are on. HUD is active. Bring in a little bit more throttle here. We'll extend our final just a bit because of the turning situation here. I'm actually not doing too bad turning this thing because it's I've gotten used to it. I kind of know what I need to do. Correct our heading and our altitude. Now the elevation here is very high, so we're not actually 6,000 feet above. don't know what the ground level is there. That's also why we're going to extend our downwind and turn final base and final pretty far out, so we have room to descend as needed and not gain too much speed. We're going to go ahead and turn at just a little bit of power. I don't want to drop too slow. I forget what the looks like stall speed's in the 120s maybe, just below 120. So I don't want to go below that at all. So let's go ahead. I don't know if we've oh shoot, got the window. There we go. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna overshoot just a hair. So we're gonna do a tight turn here. So we'll add some throttle in, pull back on the stick, pull some G's, use some rudder to correct our downward motion.
Don't sink.
I know,
Don't
I'm
sink.
sinking a lot.
Don't sink.
There we go, we've got a
Don't
lot
sink.
of throttle in. Okay, so gear is down, flaps are going full, and I am going too fast and I'm too high, so we're not going to make this landing. Yeah, this plane is very weird to land, so we're going to go ahead and bring our throttle back in. And we're going to try that again, because that was just embarrassing. So let's loop back around here. There we are. Mirror gear up, one set of flaps. I better get back in the cockpit before I stall this thing out. Alright, I've got full throttle. My nose is a bit high. There we go. That was the landing gear alarm because I brought my gear in and flaps are a bit low, or a little more extended than it would like because of, there's the moon. It's letting me know my gear's down, so not to land. Alright, let's see my position. Ah, come on. What am I doing? Okay. There we go. Back out this way. My nose down just a hair, don't want to climb too much. Definitely gonna overshoot this time again. Hopefully not, but I'm gonna bring in one more set of flaps and then we'll drop our landing gear once again. I always love the C-17's landing gear, it's so cool the way it turns like that. Okay, so we're going to extend this a little bit farther than we did last time. We just had no time to correct. Alright, so we're just going to do a really quick, there's not going to be any base at all basically because we're doing such a tight pattern on the downwind. So we're going to just keep turning it until we see the runway and then we're just going to go straight in for it. So now the airport should be to our 9 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the throttle out. Dump our flaps. Probably shouldn't do it in a steep turn like this. Here we go. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, so there is our runway. This thing does not like to turn very well. Gotta watch our stall speed. Yeah, so I'm gonna stay in the 140s on approach and landing. Alright, so there's our runway right there. Alright, hopefully I'm probably not going to commentate on this because I want to make sure, I want to try to be a smooth landing, so
Don't sink.
See what we can do here.
Don't sink.
Shut up.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
There we go. Ah, butter. Alright, perfect. Reversers. We got our reversers open. Let the nose kind of settle on its own. That is wonderful. Alright, below 60 knots. Go ahead and bring the reversers off because we got a long roll on this thing. Look at that. And spoilers. I think the spoilers went back down whenever I turned off the reversers. Like some planes, they do that. Oh, that was a beautiful landing. You know what? We're going to go ahead and rewatch that. Just instant replay. 60 seconds, right? Look at that. Let's watch this landing. I'm actually kind of confident on this one. It looks like it might be a little bit hard. Nope. Oh yeah, look at that. 3-point landing. Spoilers are up. Perfect. Oh, that is awesome. Oh yeah. Okay, that is awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and back out of this, go back to us playing it. Oh, that was a perfect landing. I love that. So, yeah, let's go and roll on in here. We're gonna a little bit more throttle. We'll go ahead and clean up while we're doing all this. Bring our flaps up. Spoilers are already up. We can turn off. We can't turn off our landing light yet. We're still on the runway, but. Roll us out to the next taxiway. While we're still rolling, I'm curious where Janet's at. What is that? Janet is landing at a remote airstrip in the middle of freaking nowhere. Where did Janet go? That is interesting. Okay, so we're going to take this taxiway right here. Glad we didn't follow Janet. Brakes, make this turn. You can see our shadow right there. Massive C-17. It's the Globe Master. Okay, now we can turn our landing light off. And we're going to turn our taxi light off since it is daytime and we are about to pull up onto the ramp. Oh, we're running out into the grass. Look at that. We're going to sink our tires in the grass on the side of the freaking taxiway. We're going to taxi up to one of these hangars here so I can unload the cargo or aliens, whatever we're transporting. I don't even think the pilots know what they're transporting. They just say, oh, take it. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull up here. A little bit further, and then we're just going to flip it around and open the doors. we go. Alright, look at that. That is perfect. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and... I don't even think I can shut this down. Yep, just gotta shut them all off with our fuel. Okay, that is it. We're gonna go ahead and open up the doors. Get everything opened up here. Perfect. Well, I hope you had fun. That is loud. Got the APU running. Hope you had fun. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Geek out, aviators. Bye-bye.